What's up, nerd? So as you can tell by the title, this is another IMR, and unlike the other ones, I'm actually a little worried about this one being uploaded or not. So as you may or may not have heard, 2 nights ago, they leaked the brand new, the entire SpongeBob movie coming out on Netflix later this year on Twitter. It's called Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, and not even a full day goes by before the posts of people uploading it get taken down for obvious reasons. Luckily for me, and possibly for you, I downloaded that shit the second it fucking dropped, and of course, I'm gonna do a movie breakdown. You see what I did there? I combined them. But let's get some things out of the way before we start. Because I want this video to have the best possible chance of staying up, this is how the movie is going to look as I'm talking about it. The audio will remain unchanged, but I'm not trying to impress the girl I like, only to have my video get taken down and then she unsubscribes because she thinks I'm inconsistent. But if this is a deal breaker for you and you're already clicking off the video, just know that I had a choice between this and the pixels. And I kept your sensitive eyesight in mind, so go ahead, click off the video and lose the only friend you have. But they open up the movie with Sandy being like, I fucking love Texas, and starts singing a song about how she loves science and Texas.
I love doing science every day.
And just as fast as the song ends, complete and utter chaos erupts as a giant claw emerges from the fucking sky, sending everyone in Bikini Bottom into a panic. And as the claw, which has the entire city of Bikini Bottom in it, starts rising, Sandy uses binoculars to get the name of the company, which is Boots, located in, I shit you not, Waco, Texas.
Boots? I thought you made science. You think you know a person?
This is when we find out that Bikini Bottom was taken to be a part of a set design for the upcoming Tsunami show. And yes, the band Tsunami makes a cameo.
Who in tarnation is Tsunami?
Obviously not knowing this, Sandy is like, we need to make it back to Waco, so they cartoon their way themselves onto the wing of a plane and start heading back to Texas. And as they're on there, SpongeBob is eating a hot dog when all of a sudden it reminds him of Squidward, and I'm gonna bleep out what he says, but he basically says this dick reminds me of Squidward's face.
But then, this reminded me of Squidward's nose.
But they make it over to Texas, and Sandy is like, we need to jump here, and this is where we find out, after all these years, that Sandy is a fucking flying squirrel.
Wow! Sandy, you never told me you were a flying squirrel!
Back at Bikini Bottom, everyone except Mr. Krabs has died as he's looking around the destruction the crane has caused, eventually finding out that they're at some lab in Waco, Texas, ran by Tsunami's tour manager, played by Wanda Sykes.
Who's missing?
Back with Sandy and SpongeBob, as they're on their way to Galveston to get a bus to Waco, SpongeBob stops and decides to take a fucking wafter of some fresh shit.
Wow! Texas sure is magical.
They eventually get ambushed by a gang of rattlesnakes who have the best accents I've ever heard.
This is an ambush.
Oh, they look tasty.
Obviously, not wanting to die, Sandy dresses exactly like the bride from Kill Bill and starts beating everyone's ass until she gets bit and swells up like that episode when she was in hibernation. That's when she whistles super fucking loud, and we finally get to see what Sandy's family looks like. See, you got the dad, mom, uncle, grandpa, and the 2 younger siblings. Back in Waco though, I guess in this movie, and I didn't see the last 2, but in this one, people on the surface know who SpongeBob is. It's not like David Hasselhoff helping out a stranger. The tour manager is like, where the fuck is Sponge? Because that's the whole centerpiece for the show. Without the Sponge, there is no Tsunami show.
I want that sponge!
This is also where we find out the real motive behind stealing Bikini Bottom, which is to basically genetically modify everyone so they're able to breathe on land, then clone them, then sell the clones as collectible toys, leaving Tsunami in shambles.
Phase 1, we feed the critters our special genetic modification paste. Phase 2, their DNA is altered by our patented gene machine. Phase 3, cloning, and you can collect all of Mr. Krabs' friends.
It's like they're breaking the 4th wall, but they aren't at the same time because it's part of the plot. SpongeBob and Sandy finally make it to the water park that sits above the science lab holding the rest of Bikini Bottom, and as they land in the pool area, SpongeBob starts reaching his hands up people's pants trying to tickle them. When they get out of the pool, they start getting chased by this small dog and end up at the top of a water slide. When they jump off and Sandy starts flying away, but then all of a sudden the dog has a fucking hang glider chasing them. And I'll show you an unblurred still, but it went from this to this with no explanation. That's even ridiculous for a kid's movie. Making SpongeBob into an actual toy as the premise for your movie is too ridiculous for a kid's movie. What is it called? That's meta. They eventually get away though through the sewer and end up in the secret lab holding the rest of Bikini Bottom. And Sandy is like, I think you forgot whose movie this is. And with the help of her family, they save the day. Like, just look at them save the day. It's almost as like if we were actually there. Look how vivid everything looks. The immersion that this scene has almost puts us in the scene, like we were there, like we were the character, we were the fish being saved. We even get a close-up of SpongeBob's mouth to show us actual sponge texture. Wow, amazing. But obviously, they get Bikini Bottom back, and the Tsunami show gets cancelled in favor for a Sandy Cheeks performance, and that's basically how she ends. Now, if YouTube does not let me upload this, you will see this at the beginning of the video, but if they do, then it will be towards the end, like it is right now. If that does happen, right after this, you will see what I came up with in the heat of the moment in a panic. Hopefully the reason it won't let me upload is because some of the clips are too long, which I can deal with. But let us all join hands and pray together and ask God to stay out of this one. See you guys tomorrow when I show you how Mr. Beast breaks Twitter's ad revenue payout system. Peace.